Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with me.
And me.
Today we're diving deep into the world of cryptocurrency.
Specifically, Bitcoin and Ethereum.
You've probably heard those names.
Yeah.
Maybe even bought some.
Possibly.
But honestly, wherever you are in your crypto journey,
This deep dive is for you.
we'll break it all down
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
and hopefully answer the age-old question,
Bitcoin or Ethereum.
or maybe both.
Maybe.
So what's so fascinating about these two in particular?
Well, they really represent two different
Paths.
paths that this whole digital currency thing can
Good take. Exactly.
That Bitcoin, the OG,
Came onto the scene.
with a bang.
While Ethereum.
More like that steady builder,
Yeah.
quietly revolutionizing the way we even think about online transactions.
Right, like comparing a sprinter to a marathon runner.
Totally.
Both amazing athletes.
Yeah.
Just different approaches. But let's rewind for a sec.
Okay.
Back to 2008,
Oh, wow.
financial world in chaos.
Total chaos.
Distrust in the system was at an all-time high. And out of the digital mist emerges brainchild of the still very mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto.
Mysterious.
We still don't know who it is.
Nope.
It was a whole new kind of money.
It was revolutionary.
One that wasn't tied to any government or bank.
Nope.
And that's still a huge part of its appeal today.
Absolutely. It's like a hedge against inflation.
Right.
A safety net.
In an uncertain world.
Exactly. You see Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
It's designed to be scarce.
Okay.
Only 21 million Bitcoins will ever exist.
It's like a limited edition.
Yeah. The fewer there are,
The more they're
the more
valuable.
they're worth.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Huh.
But we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
That
Bitcoin is also famous for its
volatility.
those wild price swings.
One day it's soaring.
The next day it's plummeting.
Makes it a little risky.
A little. That sounds terrifying.
Well, yeah, it can be volatile,
Okay, so
but it's still early days.
like think of it like a teenager going through some growing pains.
Bitcoin's a teenager.
Yeah.
I like that.
Angsty teen.
So as Bitcoin is going through its teenage angst,
Long comes
Ethereum, created by Vitalik Buterin,
much less mysterious.
we know who he is.
Yes, we do.
And it's not just a different cryptocurrency.
It's a whole different approach.
Okay. I'm listening.
Less about just storing value
Okay.
and more about building an entirely new ecosystem.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Ethereum is more about...
Functionality.
Uh,
Have you ever used a vending machine?
yeah.
Okay, so you put in money, make a selection, and boom.
I get my snack.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like a smart contract.
Smart contract.
Yeah. But for the digital world,
Okay. I'm intrigued.
it's a self-executing agreement written in code that automatically carries out the terms when certain conditions are met.
Okay. So these smart contracts are the building block.
For all sorts of cool stuff.
Exactly like those NFTs everyone's talking about.
That's really just the tip of the iceberg.
So there's more.
Oh, yeah. Ethereum's real power is in its potential to create decentralized applications, like financial tools that cut out the middleman, games where you actually own your in-game items, even new ways to verify your identity online. Exactly. Attracting
Impressive.
developers and investors who see a future beyond the limitations of traditional systems.
I'm starting to see the appeal.
Right.
So we've got Bitcoin, the OG,
Digital.
holding strong as a store of value.
And then Ethereum.
This ever-evolving platform bursting with potential.
It's like two siblings with totally different paths.
It really is a fascinating dynamic.
I mean, Bitcoin was first.
It's got that brand recognition,
But Ethereum is gaining traction.
especially in terms of actual usage and the sheer amount of development happening on its platform,
It's a race.
but not a zero-sum game.
So let's dive a little deeper.
Okay,
Bitcoin, we talked about that limited supply
21 million.
that's driving its value and its appeal as a safe haven asset.
But Ethereum is all about
So
constant evolution.
you've heard of Ethereum 2.0?
Yeah.
That was a huge shift to proof of stake,
Proof of stake.
which is a much more energy efficient and scalable way to run the network.
This is a lot.
I know,
Trying to keep up.
but it's important.
Okay, so proof of stake.
Think of Bitcoin's system like a giant energy guzzling competition.
Okay.
Computers race to solve complex math problems.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not great for the environment.
Proof of stake.
Proof of stake is like putting up collateral,
Okay.
a stake in the system.
To prove you're trustworthy.
Exactly. It's much more energy efficient and allows for faster processing.
Makes sense.
Ethereum is attracting those eco-conscious investors.
Ethereum's got the brains and the conscience.
You could say that.
But even with all their strength,
They face their own challenges.
every hero has their kryptonite.
That's a good way to put it.
So should we dive into those challenges?
Let's do it.
But before we do, are there any questions so far?
Anything you're curious about.
Because this is your deep dive.
And we want to make sure you get the most out of it.
So let us know.
We're here to help. It's true, every rose has its thorn.
Even in the digital world.
Exactly.
So tell me, what are some of the challenges that Bitcoin is facing?
Well, I think the biggest one is staying relevant.
Staying relevant. But it's Bitcoin, the OG.
I know, but think about it. There are so many new blockchain technologies popping up all the time.
True.
Some of them are faster, more efficient, even offer additional features.
It's a tough crowd out there.
It is. Bitcoin needs to prove it can keep up.
So it can't just rest on its laurels.
Exactly. Some experts argue that Bitcoin's limited functionality could actually lead to its downfall.
Interesting.
It's a debate for another time.
I'd love to have that debate.
Maybe we will.
Okay, so Bitcoin has got its work cut out for it.
It does.
But what about Ethereum? What challenges is it facing?
Oh, scaling is a big one. Making sure the network can handle all the traffic as more and more people use it.
Right, as it gets more popular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it has to do that without compromising its security and decentralization.
So it's like trying to build a city that can accommodate millions of people?
But without any central authority.
That's a tough task.
It is. And then there's the whole issue of regulation.
Ew. Yeah, governments are starting to take notice.
They are, which could be a good thing.
How so?
Well, regulation could bring more legitimacy to the crypto world, attract more institutional investors.
So more money flowing in.
Exactly. But it could also stifle innovation.
If governments get too heavy-handed.
Right. It's a balancing act for sure.
Oh, it's a double-edged sword.
Definitely makes you wonder what the right approach is.
Control or freedom?
Big questions.
Huge questions. And speaking of big questions, central bank digital currencies?
CBDCs?
The government's answer to cryptocurrency?
Some might say.
So are they friend or foe to Bitcoin and Ethereum?
It's hard to say. It's still so early.
Could they coexist?
Potentially. But they operate on fundamentally different principles.
How so?
CBDCs are centralized, controlled by governments.
Right.
Bitcoin and Ethereum are all about decentralization.
No central authority.
A philosophical difference as much as a technological one.
It really comes down to trust.
Yeah. Who do you trust more?
A central authority or a decentralized network?
That's a question individuals and societies will have to grapple with
Big questions.
as these technologies continue to evolve.
It's a wild world out there.
It is a wild world.
So we've got Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Two titans of the crypto world.
both vying for a place in the future of finance.
And now we've got governments entering the game with their own digital currencies.
It's a lot to process.
It is, but that's what we're here for.
To break it all down.
And help you make sense of it all.
Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
The price swings,
Technical details.
but it's important to remember the bigger picture.
What do you mean?
Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they were born from this desire to challenge the status quo.
To create a more open and transparent financial
It
system.
was about more than just money. It was about a vision.
A vision for a different kind of future.
Exactly.
A future where individuals have more control over their own finances,
Their own data.
their own destinies.
A future that's more equitable and accessible to everyone.
It's inspiring.
It is.
Reminds me of the early days of the internet.
When everything felt happening again right now with crypto.
We're witnessing a technological revolution.
In real time.
And it's up to us to decide how we use these new tools.
Do we use them to reinforce the old systems?
Or do we create something better?
Something more just and equitable?
Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves.
Not just about Bitcoin and Ethereum.
But about all these emerging technologies.
It's not easy.
There are no easy answers.
But by having these conversations,
by exploring different perspectives
we can make more informed choices.
about the future we want to create.
Our future.
It's amazing to think about how far we've come.
From those early days of Bitcoin.
Now everyone's talking about crypto.
It's everywhere.
It really shows you the power of an idea.
An idea that can change the world.
And that's what Bitcoin and Ethereum represent.
A vision for a new kind of financial system.
One that's more open and transparent.
And decentralized.
Exactly.
It's about giving power back to the people.
I like that.
It's a powerful message.
It really is.
So where do we go from here?
That's the big question, isn't it?
We're standing at the edge of a new frontier.
Full of possibilities.
And a lot of unknowns.
That's exciting.
It can be a little daunting, too.
Yeah, but that's why we do these deep dives.
To explore these new frontiers together.
So let's recap.
Okay.
What have we learned about Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Bitcoin is the OG. Store of value.
Designed to be scarce and resistant to inflation.
It appeals to those who distrust traditional systems.
And then there's Ethereum,
the platform for the future.
all about building a new ecosystem of decentralized applications.
Smart contracts, NFTs, DeFi.
The possibilities are endless.
And let's not forget about CBDCs.
The government's foray into the digital currency world,
Centralized, yes.
but still a major player in this evolving landscape.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
But hopefully you're feeling more informed.
More empowered to navigate this crazy world of cryptocurrency.
Because knowledge is power.
So as we wrap up this deep dive...
Let's leave you with a final thought.
Okay, alrighty.
The future is not set in stone.
It's being shaped right now.
By the choices we make.
The technologies we embrace.
And the conversations we have.
So what will happen to Bitcoin?
Will it remain the king of crypto?
Or will it be dethroned by something new?
And what about Ethereum?
Will it achieve its full potential?
Or will it stumble along the way?
And what role will CBDCs play?
Will they empower us?
Or control us?
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure.
It's going to be an exciting ride.
So buckle up.
And enjoy the journey.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.